What's going on, Misfit Nation? Welcome to another episode of the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, Matt the Misfit. Today, a few hours late, but I needed to let this settle in because I was mega pissed last night. This is your review results for night 2 of WrestleMania 39. Boy, was I not happy with this show last night. It wasn't bad. The show itself was not bad. There were great matches on this show. I was very pissed off by two finishes. The Asuka Bianca one, fine. I just love Asuka. I think she deserves better. But the fucking main event was, we were having an all-timer main event, and then the fucking bullshit decision to have Roman Reigns go over on Cody Rhodes be another bloodline interference by somebody who was already removed from the situation early on in the match. But we'll talk about that and much, much more throughout this show here. We also found out today that the WWE has been bought out by Endeavor. This big story here. I'm going to talk about that actually at the start of this whole thing before I go into the WrestleMania 39 Night 2 review. But if you like what you see here, hit the subscribe button, comment down below, hit that like button. Follow the social medias, Misfit Podcast TV on the social media, Instagram, Misfit Wrestling Pod, the audio outlets, Spotify, Amazon Music, Audible, iHeartRadio, Google Podcasts, and Pandora. So let's talk about this whole situation here with WWE and Endeavor. We found out earlier this morning, yesterday actually, big news bomb dropped yesterday about Endeavor possibly getting close to buying WWE. We found out about this a couple hours before night 2 of WrestleMania went on the air. News dropped from CNBC, and it will state that this was going to happen here. So we did find out. We're going to read this little section from Fightful Select. Find Fightful Select here. I'm going to upload their thing here. So it's official. This is from Fightful Select. WWE has reached a deal with Endeavor to form a new huge company that includes the UFC. Right now they're calling it NewCo. There's a company-wide meeting at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. This is per WrestleNomics. This will be happening in a couple hours, about an hour or two from now. But this is happening. I'm not going to read all of what they had here. I am going to read this statement here from Vince McMahon himself. He says, "Together we will be a $21+ billion live sports and entertainment powerhouse with a collective fan base of more than 1 billion people and an exciting growth of an opportunity." So now, the new people in charge of this whole operation here, if I can find the God, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm trying to find out who the names that are involved here. I'm trying to figure it out. Let me see if I can find these names here. So the new people in charge at this entire thing, the head of the whole thing, Ari Email, I believe I pronounced his name correctly. I apologize if I did. He's going to be the CEO of this whole thing. He owns Endeavor, so he's going to be spearheading this entire thing with WWE and UFC. You have Vince McMahon, who's going to be the executive chairman. Mark Shapiro will be the president and COO of this new company. Dana White will remain the president of UFC, and Nick Khan will be, or is sort of a new role, I guess, will be president of WWE. This is just very, very, very interesting stuff here. There's other news on this outlet here. Triple H, according to Fightful Select, Wool and a few others, John Pollock. As of right now, he will be remain as chief content officer. Vince McMahon will be involved in creative, but not in the weeb, whatever the fuck that, or weeds, or whatever the fuck that means. But it is rumored that Triple H is going to be kicking off Raw, but that hasn't been confirmed yet. I don't know what that's going to be about. To me, I think it may be something to do with the title. Who knows? But this is a crazy ass time. Never thought I'd see the day. Never thought I'd see the day that the WWE had been sold, but here we are. Hopefully we get some more information about this later. But until then, you guys can go re-up on that whole situation. It's all over the place. You can go to Fightful Select. You can go to or Fightful.com probably has some stuff up there too. You could go to WWE's corporate website, which has the full press release on that whole thing there. But let's go switching gears now to WrestleMania 39 Night 2, following an excellent first night. So last night I was raging. I was so angry about the finish to the Cody Rhodes match with Roman Reigns. But I'm still angry about it, but not as angry as I was last night. And I'm not gonna let finish to one match finish, like a terrible booking decision like that, ruin what I thought was an all-timer of a WrestleMania. WrestleMania 39 as a whole was excellent. I will admit that was for Triple H's first WrestleMania as the booker. I thought it was very good. Again, I questionable booking decisions on night 2 with Asuka trying to build up this new version of Asuka, having her lose clean like that, and then having that stupid ass decision of whatever the fuck his name, Solo Soko, come back out here and just ruin the air of that of SoFi Stadium, got sucked out of the building, and it was just something else. But we kicked off the show with Omos getting destroyed. Well, almost destroyed. It was somewhat of a squash match, basically. Big man Omos basically just does some stuff to Brock Lesnar, and then Lesnar gets German suplexes and F5s him for the win. I mean, that was it. I think this was a waste of everybody's time here, but that was just me. A match I actually fell asleep during because I had I knew this match was not going to be any fucking good. Shayna Baszler and Ronda Rousey defeated Natalya, Shotzi, Chelsea Green, Sonya Deville, Raquel Rodriguez, and Liv Morgan. And guess what? Ronda Rousey got the decision part of it. Made a shot to tap out. But guess what? Ronda was barely in the match, or if at all. So fuck that. This was just nothing. Bobby Lashley came out here and said hello and just left. The whole thing with the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, that was it. This whole week, Bobby Lashley was on social media saying, hey, I'm going to have an open challenge for WrestleMania. And guess what happened? Not a fucking thing. So, Brock Lesnar again is the smartest man in the room. Man came out there smiling, realizing and knowing that if he knows damn well that he wasn't doing a match with Bray Wyatt. So, but let's talk about things that didn't make me angry. This Intercontinental Championship match between the champion Gunther, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre humped fucking big meaty men slapping big meaty meat. Holy shit. This was, oh my god. And Titus O'Neil being on commentary was kind of fucking hilarious to me. I don't know why I thought it was funny, but I just laughed my ass off. Somebody call the police. Man, I don't even know how to describe this. People chops to everyone's chest. Somebody's chest died. I thought it was cool to see a Razor's Edge applied in an IC title match at WrestleMania. Sheamus put that on Gunther, but Gunther kicked out. We had a Claymore kick. We had a fucking bro kick. But near the end of it, Gunther how this gets set up here. So Drew McIntyre hits the Claymore kick. Sheamus was able to kick out. Sheamus ends up hitting a bro kick. And in the middle of the pin, Gunther comes off the top rope with his dive. He powerbombs Sheamus onto Drew McIntyre and pins McIntyre to retain the championship. This match was awesome. I loved this match. I'm torn because my favorite matches of these shows, I don't know, because I loved the women's title match from Saturday night between Charlotte and Rhea. I loved the Usos, Sami Zayn, and Kevin Owens tag match from Saturday night. And I also loved this IC title match. I don't know which one I like better though. I will figure that out when I go through the rest of the card. I'll let you know what I think was match of the weekend for WrestleMania. I'm not including Ring of Honor in this situation here. I'm just going to include WrestleMania as a whole. So, but that was pretty good. This next match was not bad. It was a very good, excellent match. I just didn't like the winner of the match. It's just how I am. Bianca Belair beat Asuka to retain the championship. The match was fine. The match was excellent. I did enjoy the match. It's just the finish. I'm just over the whole Bianca Belair wins lol thing. Like really, you're gonna do one KOD and then the match is over. And the reason I didn't like Bianca Belair winning here is because she has no one else lined up for her. She's beaten everyone. She's beaten Bayley. She's beaten Becky. She's beaten even during her run as SmackDown Women's Champion. She beat Sasha. She beat Bayley. Technically, no, she did beat Bayley during a run as SmackDown Women's Champion. I forgot about that no crowd that match that they had in Hell in a Cell that didn't need Hell in a Cell. She beat Becky. She beat Asuka here. She's beaten. I don't think she's beaten. I mean, the only other option here is Rhea, but I do not want them to unify the titles because we've seen what happens when they unify the world titles. They fucking disappear, and I don't want to see that. But knowing WWE, I know damn well they're just gonna have Charlotte. It's probably gonna be Charlotte. It's gonna be the one to take the title off her, and it doesn't need to be that. You can call up somebody from NXT. You can call up Roxanne Perez. I mean, let's look at this women's roster here. Why don't we? Because I have a spreadsheet here that I put together for the Raw. So here's the Raw women's division right now. We have Bianca, who's the champion. We have Becky Lynch, who's probably going to lose the women's tag titles tonight with Lita. We have Bayley. We have Io Shirai. We have Dakota Kai, who they're probably going to split up Damage Control. And I still don't think Damage Control is buried at WrestleMania. Asuka, who just lost, by the way. Alexa Bliss, who's disappeared from the face of the earth. Nikki Cross, who's also just she appeared on the thing last night in the 2K simulation thing, but storyline wise, she's disappeared completely. I thought she was doing a storyline with Candice LeRae, but I don't know. Piper Niven, they're not going to build up Piper Niven. Carmella is injured again. Fucker, that woman's goddamn injury prone. Tamina doesn't exist, apparently. Maurice is not an active wrestler. Dana Brooke is there. Candice LeRae, they should be doing more with Candice LeRae. Kathy Kelly's a backstage interview. Mia Yim, I feel bad for Mia Yim. She got brought back to be put with the OC, and then AJ Styles got injured. So she's not really doing much of anything. Chelsea Green's is doing her shtick with the Karen thing, which is great. Maxine Dupree is not going to be a wrestler, and Lita is not going to be there very long because once she drops the titles, she's gone. We'll go over to SmackDown here. Rhea, who's now technically has moved over to SmackDown since winning the SmackDown Women's Championship. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, they're a team. I would love to see Shayna Baszler go on her own, come over back to Raw, have Triple H use her, and have her beat the shit out of Bianca Belair. That'd be great. Liv Morgan is there. Lacey Evans, they're probably never going to do something with her because she's a fucking asshole. Xia Li, I would love to see Xia Li do something. I love Xia Li. It'd be cool though if they're going to do a crossover promotion with the UFC. Put Xia Li in the UFC and see what happens. Like, give her a fight or two. Just give her a exhibition fight. I want to see what Xia Li can do in the UFC. She's got that mixed martial arts background. I think she can kill it over there. Aaliyah is just there, but not really. Natalia exists. Shotzi is terrible at this point. I used to love Shotzi in NXT. The Shotzi from NXT is completely different from the Shotzi on the main roster. Sonya Deville exists. Raquel Rodriguez is boring as fuck. Charlotte Flair just lost the SmackDown Women's title, but she's probably going to go win the Raw Women's title. Charlotte is a great wrestler, but she isn't used as a wrestler. Tegan Knox is just there. BFAB sucks. Selena Vega is great, but she's doing stuff with Legado del Fantasma, aka LWO. Valhalla is probably not going to have matches. Emma is just there. And we can call up women from NXT. You can bring up Roxanne Perez. You can bring up Gigi Dolan. You can bring up Mako Satomura or Blair Davenport or Cora Jade. Well, maybe not Cora Jade. I don't know if she's ready yet. Wendy Chu. You can bring up Wendy Chu. Wendy Chu's fucking ready for the main roster. I still would have called up Kaylee Ray. I don't think she needs to be the NXT Tag Team Champions over there. You can do anything there on that. Speaking of NXT, and I want to, but before I do, but that's what I think about whole thing. You got to figure something out. If you're gonna have Asuka lose here, you've got to have a plan B of who's gonna be facing her for the women's title and who's gonna be taking the title off of Bianca. Otherwise, Asuka should have won last night. Speaking of NXT, there is a report by Fightful Select. I forgot to mention this at the start of the show. The Grizzled Young Veterans. They go by Jagger Reed and Rip Fowler right now, but I know them as Zach Gibson and James Drake, former NXT UK Tag Team Champions, the first NXT UK Tag Team Champions. They currently are doing some stupid ass goofy shit with the Schism Wyatt family ripoff gimmick. And they have asked for their released. They have asked to be released from their contracts. I figured out very quickly that they were not having fun with that, just based on how I've seen these promos and seen these segments with them. Like, this gimmick is a career killer. I'm sorry. It's not gonna work out for Ava Raine either. The Rock's daughter is gonna have her career killed by being a part of this thing, because it's already shown that Grizzled Young Veterans won out, and they deserve better than this shit. I mean, if you weren't gonna push them as the Grizzled Young Veterans, who should have been the NXT Tag Team Champions instead of fucking MSK in 2021. Or you should just call them up, the main roster, repackage them as the Grizzled Young Veterans. But yeah, so that's basically what I got to say about the Grizzled Young Veterans. But let's go on to this other stuff here with WrestleMania here. The Miz gets another open challenge for some fucking reason. Snoop Dogg's out here. And then Shane McMahon comes out here out of fucking nowhere. And he tears his quad by leapfrogging. And then Snoop Dogg delivers his people's elbow. And then pins the Miz. What? That was fucking weird. Edge defeated Finn Balor in Hell in a Cell. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought this match was boring, if I'm being completely honest here. First of all, this match to me did not need the demon gimmick. And I approved. I'm sorry, the demon was killed at Extreme Rules 2 years ago. I have no interest to see the demon ever again. I don't care how badly Triple H thinks it's cool. It was killed when it fell off the top rope at Extreme Rules. But this match it was boring to me. At one point, a ladder was thrown into the face of Finn Balor and busted him open the hard way. Massive gash. And I get it. Want to stop the bleeding, but this is Hell in a Cell. You got to have some type of color in this match. And I'm sorry, but that just slowed the pace down in this match. A match that I thought was already boring. It didn't help at all when you stopped the match, and then it's like, I just didn't care. Finn Balor comes off the top, which I thought this was probably pretty cool here. There was a platform inside the cell where Balor did the coup de grace from off the top of that thing into the table, which I thought was pretty cool, I guess. But Edge hits a spear. Balor kicks out. Concerto to Balor's head, and then Balor pins him. Or not Balor. Edge pins him, and that was it. I really fucking hope this is the end of this rivalry, because if tonight on Raw, if fucking Edge comes out there and is interrupted by the fucking Judgment Day again, I'm going to pull out my hair, and then I'm going to start bashing my head into the fucking TV. I fucking hope that's not the case. Main event time: Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. I should be coming on here and saying Cody Rhodes defeats Roman Reigns with the Undisputed Championship, but boy, no, I'm not going to. Roman Reigns wins. Early on in the match, I missed part of the match because I had to do something, but Cody Rhodes is over. We seen the Forbidden Door open once again as AEW's Brody Lee Jr. -1 here on the show. He got Cody's weight belt. At one point, Solo gets caught by the referee, who tried to get involved here. Referee caught him, sent him to the back. Near falls again, all that stuff here. There was actually a cool spot in this match I actually liked. There was a disaster kick that Cody tried to hit, which ended up being turned into a not Samoan spike, a Superman punch, which actually I thought was a beautiful counter. But referee gets bumped. We had a referee bump. And then next thing you know, Cody's getting ready to hit the crossroads on Roman Reigns. And fucking the Usos come out here who should be still mad or like, I don't know. Anyway, they come out here, start trying to beat up Cody Rhodes. Out comes the tag team champions, Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens for the save. Stunner on Roman, Kaluba kick on Roman, still gets a kick out. Then get to the shitty finish. Roman Reigns gets crossroads not once, but twice. Cody's fixing to hit a third one. Fucking Paul Heyman's fat ass came on the goddamn ring apron. And fucking Solo Sikoa, who got ejected early on in the match, decided to come out again and Samoan Spike Cody Rhodes into the throat with the referee's back turn, and then Roman just ends up pinning him after a fucking spear. And God fucking damn it, this finish pissed me the fuck off so bad that I said, fuck this show. Why? This did not need to happen. And I'm getting tired of these fucking know-it-all pieces of garbage on social media trying to say, oh, well, Cody didn't face adversity. I'm like, motherfucker, he left for 6 years. He left 2016, he left the company to start his own fucking promotion. A guy who was not wanted by WWE before he left. And now that he went and become his own star, his own man, winning championships in Ring of Honor and NWA, and going to starting AEW, the company that starting an alternative to WWE, and now they all of a sudden want him. And then when he comes back, he gets this mega push, and all of a sudden, oh well, he's getting forced down people's throats and shit like that. I'm like, what? And then I've seen some stupid ass people say, oh well, he needs to overcome odds. I'm like, motherfucker, he tore his tit last year. His fucking pec came right off the bone. That was his setback. What other fucking setbacks does this dude need? Tonight was the night, or not tonight, last night was the night to pull the trigger on Cody Rhodes taking those goddamn titles up that goddamn part-timer. I would not be as pissed at this fucking thing as I was last night had they not put both fucking titles on Roman Reigns. Knowing goddamn well he was going to take a fucking start doing a part-time schedule. What the fuck? This is why I said last year, like, they do not need to fucking unify the titles. Because now that they've unified the titles, we have this situation of there's not going to be anyone to take the titles off them because there's no fucking champion. I would not care as much as I did last night had there been 2 world titles. Because guess what? At least Cody Rhodes would have won one of those titles because it wasn't on Roman Reigns. But no, we had to fucking do a match that no one wanted to see in the first place, which is Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. And secondly, a fucking unification title match that no one fucking asked for. God damn it, they pissed me off so much. This angered me to the point where I was almost ready to give up reviewing the rest of these programs going forward. And I know people are going to say, oh, well, Vince is back. I'm like, y'all still cannot accept that Triple H is not that great of a booker you think he is. Because if he was, Asuka would have won last night. Cody Rhodes would have fucking won the championship. Okay? And Triple H had the balls on the press conference to say, oh, this story is just getting started. Like, the fuck it is. This story with the bloodline has been going on for 3 fucking years. The storyline needs to come to an end. The storyline should have ended last night. And then I've seen some other fucking idiots with no fucking brain saying, "Oh, well, Cody can win it at SummerSlam." I'm like, what the fuck is the difference between SummerSlam and WrestleMania when it's going to be the same dude that fucking wins the title? He can't win the title at WrestleMania. Why the fuck should I care if he wins it at SummerSlam? First of all, the reaction's not going to mean the same. He's not going to be he probably won't be as hot as he was going into WrestleMania. Jey Uso's not the fucking guy, and I'm sorry, y'all keep saying he should be the one to beat Roman Reigns. The fuck he should. He's already had 2 opportunities at Roman Reigns, and he failed at both of them. And they were great matches, but guess what? He's not the guy. I'm sorry, but if you're giving me the pencil, and if I'm starting my own company, if I look at Jey Uso, I don't think of Jey Uso as, oh, he's a world champion. When I look at Cody Rhodes, world champion. Well, I love Sami Zayn, I really do, but he's not a guy I want to put on my pedestal of, oh, I'm going to build a company around him. Cody Rhodes, absolutely. Seth Rollins, absolutely. And I tweeted this out last night. I'm like, the only way I will accept this fucking decision is if you end up somehow having Seth Rollins be the one to take the title off Roman Reigns. Because if you don't, fuck you. This is the most I've ever been fucking pissed at. I'm like, this is the one time I'm actually pissed off at Triple H's booking decision. He had an easy way. He had an easy out here. Put the title on Cody Rhodes. If you want to fucking split the titles, that's fine. Put it on Cody Rhodes and then split the titles. You don't need to. I'm sorry, but he is not Bruno Sammartino. He does not need to go past the 1,000 day. Go through 1,000 days. He's not that fucking special. Just because he's had these titles for 900 something days does not mean goddamn thing. Why is that? Because he's barely been fucking here to defend them. Barely wrestles Raw and SmackDown. He barely does the house shows. Hell, even during the pandemic, he was barely on TV. Let me tell you about this here. So last year, right? Last year, they did. Well, what the fucking show was that? The WrestleMania Backlash, right? Right? Well, they did this whole thing. Guess what? Yeah, he could be on the show, but guess what he didn't do? Defend the fucking titles. Why? For fucking hell if I know. Well, let's look at last year's schedule here. Let's look at WrestleMania Backlash here. And look at this fucking stupid ass. So say earlier, it's WrestleMania Backlash, right? Fucking in a 6-man tag match that meant no goddamn difference. Then we go into Money in the Bank, which was originally supposed to be at a venue, a stadium, right? Well, if actually Hell in a Cell, no, he didn't even fucking compete on that show. He wasn't even on that show. Money in the Bank was supposed to happen at Allegiant Stadium. Oh, and now that's not at a stadium. Roman's like, nah, fuck that. Bullshit. I'm so fucking upset and angry at that fucking decision. I'm hoping to God Triple H somehow justifies visually, not just say it, I visually justify as a reason to why Roman beat Cody last night. I don't want it to be because of Jey Uso being the guy. I don't want it to be because Sammy. I don't want them to fucking, hey, let's do a triple threat and just have Cody win the title that way. And I'm like, it's bullshit, and that's a fucking excuse that's just bullshit. But yeah, I've ranted too much about this here. I eventually need to get this off my chest here. It's bullshit. Y'all know it's bullshit, and anybody who says that it's not bullshit is the stupidest motherfucker I've seen on the PlayStation Earth, including you, JD, from fucking New York. Only dead brain people come from New York. Except you, Solo Monster. You are fucking gold, okay? The only people that are actually not fucking idiots from New York is probably Solo Monster. Solo Monster, he's like, no, it should have been Cody last night. And that fucking dude, the JD dude's like, oh, I swear to Christ, he was all for Cody Rhodes being the guy to beat Roman Reigns. The fact that Cody decided to get injured and then wrestle a match injured, a Hell in a Cell match injured, and then went away and then came back to win the Royal Rumble, he has a problem with it. Story, my ass. The story was very simple. God, there are some stupid ass people on the internet that thank God they are not the bookers. Fucking Jey Uso should beat Roman. Get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. Anyway, that's all I gotta say about this show here. As a whole, WrestleMania, 7 out of 10. I'm taking 2 points off. Actually, 8 out of 10. I'm taking 2 points off for the shit finish of the main event and Asuka not winning when she should have. Other than that, actually, no, I'm going to take another. I'm going to keep 7.7 out of 10 because I also did not give a shit about not Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar doing a match that. Listen, am I happy Brock kind of said no to Bray Wyatt? Absolutely, but they wasted 6 weeks, 6 weeks of this storyline with Omos for nothing. So anyway, that's what I have to say about WrestleMania Night 2. I will see you back here, hopefully, if the show doesn't suck, for Monday Night Raw. Will Jay White debut? Will we see any debuts? Will we see returns? What will Triple H have to say on Raw if he is kicking off Monday Night Raw? What does the future hold with this whole thing with Endeavor? Will Conor McGregor show up on Monday Night Raw now that fucking he works? I mean, I guess he works for Vince McMahon now. I don't fucking know. I don't know how that shit works. Anyways, I've been Matt the Misfit. This has been the Misfit Wrestling Podcast. I will see you guys back here later on tonight for Monday Night Raw. I'm so glad I got that off my chest here. But until then, we're out.